Jackson Pollock is remembered as the invention of American modern art. The wild painter, the alcoholic genius, the man who threw paint on canvas and changed history. This image has been reproduced endlessly, in books, in films, in museums. Pollock became a symbol of masculinity, of freedom, of creative violence. But Pollock's career did not build itself. Before he was famous, he was unstable, unknown, financially dependent. The person who organized his work, introduced him to critics, negotiated his exhibitions, and protected his reputation was his wife. Her name was Krasner. And before Pollock ever dripped paint, Krasner was already a modernist. Krasner was born in Brooklyn in 1908, the daughter of Jewish immigrants. She trained seriously. She studied at the National Academy of Design. She attended Hans Hofmann's legendary modernist school. She learned Cubism. She learned abstraction. She learned European modernism at its source. This was not hobby training. This was professional formation. By the time she met Pollock, she already understood the language of modern art. Pollock did not. They met in the early 1940s. Pollock was struggling. He drank heavily. He was difficult, volatile, unreliable. Krasner saw his potential, and she saw what he lacked. She moved into his life and into his work. She organized his studio. She cataloged his paintings. She arranged studio visits. She introduced him to critics and patrons. She translated his chaos into a career. This was not romance. This was labor. When Peggy Guggenheim gave Pollock his first major contract, it was Krasner who managed the logistics. When critics came, it was Krasner who spoke their language. When Pollock drank, she held the system together. When Life magazine made him famous in 1949, it was Krasner who protected the image. Pollock became the symbol of American modernism. Krasner became invisible. The myth required a lone genius, not a partnership. Throughout all of this, Krasner kept painting. Her work evolved through cubism, collage, abstraction, and expressionism. She destroyed paintings she considered weak. She rebuilt others. Her work was disciplined, intellectual, formally complex, but it did not fit the myth. She was too controlled, too analytical, too professional. History prefers men who look uncontrollable. Pollock died in a drunk driving crash in 1956. Krasner was left with his estate. She became his archivist, his negotiator, his defender. She built the Pollock legacy. Museums, galleries, scholars, all came through her. And still, she was framed as secondary. Pollock became the genius. Krasner became the wife. Only decades later did institutions begin to reassess her work. MoMA, the Tate, the Whitney. They now hold her paintings. They now exhibit her. But by then, the myth was complete. History had already chosen its hero. Krasner did not disappear because she lacked ambition. She did not disappear because she lacked talent. She disappeared because she stood too close to a man history wanted alone. Pollock became the symbol of American modern art. Krasner became the structure behind it. And history, as usual, kept the myth and forgot the woman who made it possible.